What's up, guys? Welcome back to our podcast.
Episode.
Say it again.
I was saying I brought water.
Gotta stay hydrated in this heat.
In this house.
Not in this. You guys. No, it's outside. I think I had to switch off the fan for a good sound. So if we're sweating here, we're doing it for you guys for a good sound.
Okay.
The rain is gone.
Sad. I miss the rain, Joe. Do you miss the rain?
No.
Why?
Because of the place that I live in. I don't miss the rain.
In Dubai.
Exactly.
You live in Dubai?
Yes. If you guys see me on the streets, we're all in Dubai.
So you live in China. You are all in Dubai.
No, I saw
You see me, I see you. We are both
in Dubai. If I write on my status I'm in Dubai and you see me on the streets, we're both in Dubai. Don't complicate things.
Don't complicate life. But this the fact that the rain is over reminds me of that R. Kelly song.
The storm is over. Storm is over now. I can see the sunshine somewhere beyond.
I thought Farid was gonna sing Joanne. So how do you know this song, Joe?
My parents. You forget my dad's a musician.
Anyway,
That's how dope that song is.
that's how dope the song is.
Also, my mom, both my parents used to like it, so I used to play
Let's just
it.
say the song. Let's not say the artist. That's how dope the song is.
The artist is a whole nother
Topic. A whole
Thing.
other topic.
Oh, but he killed it at that time. He was killing it, you know.
I don't even. Is there? Can you get his entire catalog in the internet now? Can you download his albums and stuff?
I
Or are
think
they
you
all
can.
gone?
I think you still can. Yeah.
I searched once. I couldn't find anything.
Did you search on Spotify?
No, I don't use Spotify.
Still Spotify.
I feel like it would still be on Spotify.
Spotify don't give a shit.
Okay. I'll check.
They
Now we know.
He had this song. You remember Ignition?
It's a couch.
Yeah, Ignition, no. Yes.
Yo, when that thing played, dog.
And then, was he alone on that song?
You know, there was always like some off-brand rapper in those.
Yeah, because I'm
kind of
thinking,
songs. Like, you
was
never
there
hear them
someone else?
again.
But I've already just started listening to like this. Okay, I'm gonna call Asha old school because I do think he's old school.
Yeah,
I
he
just
is.
started listening to like his first albums, like when he was a baby. Like I don't know how old he was when he dropped his first. He was a teenager or something.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the old school. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to R. Kelly after Asha. I've been listening to Nas. I told you I've been listening to Nas.
And then you should listen to Diddy after R. Kelly.
Nostradamus.
After R. Kelly,
I should listen to Diddy, and then I should listen to Bill Cosby, and then I should listen to Jeffrey Epstein. Doesn't have an album, but I would have listened to Jeffrey.
Yeah, he has a documentary.
I watched it.
Of course.
Of course. You know Jeffrey?
I've heard of him.
Sex offender.
I've heard of him.
One of the goats.
Billionaire sex offender.
One of the goats.
Isn't only Bill Cosby also?
One of the goats.
Yeah, but he's not a billionaire sex offender.
Bill Cosby is one of the goats. This one comedian I was watching. It's so nice when you're just watching other comedians. Sam Morril. He has a joke. It's sad because now I'm telling another comedian's joke. But he tells a joke of a mother who had Pole.
Thank you.
Pole. Tukupe maji.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah, there's a joke about a mother who had her baby kidnapped. I don't know if it's true that it happened in the States, but he says the mother turned for like 1 second, came back, and the baby was gone. And Sam says, at that point, he doesn't even blame the mother, you know. People are like, the mother was reckless. He's like, nah, she ran into one of the goats. That was too quick.
Too soon.
Dog, I'll share the link, dog. Sam Morril. The special is called I Got This. I Got This.
Yes. I've been
You've seen it?
I've been seeing it in my recommendation.
You should watch
It's
it.
on Netflix.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Dog is funny. And it took me a while to appreciate his brand of humor. Because I watched that special like a year or two ago. I didn't find it funny. And then I'm watching it now and I'm laughing and I'm like, what was wrong with me 2 years ago. Like, was I too young for this humor, or
Sometimes you need to let things age.
Yeah, I think you also need to experience life and come back to the same problem with a different mentality. Oh, man. Sam Morril. Anyway, we were talking about P. Diddy and then we got to Sam Morril. That's not fair. I apologize if Sam is listening. I am.
Because he's definitely listening to our podcast.
He's probably listening.
You never know.
He's probably a fan.
Of you, because you're famous. You know him personally.
No, we don't know each other better. Oh man. Anyway, how did we get to Sam? What were we talking about before?
I don't know. We just
got here.
We just got here. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still proud of you for knowing R. Kelly's song.
Oh, that's how you got to it.
Yeah, R. Kelly.
He transcends generations.
I also know the Ignition. It's a remix of Ignition.
It's dope. How would you not know it? It's dope. Anyway.
There's also other songs that I know that I listen to as a child that I should not listen. You know when you listen to songs as a child and you come back like when you're older and you're just like,
how do I know this song?
These lyrics. How did I listen to this when I was young?
Now you understand and you're like, oh shit.
You're like, what?
You know Usher's song Climax? You don't know it? There's a friend of mine who had a similar experience. Like when we were younger, we're just singing that song, Climax, whatever. And then later you get older, you realize what he meant when he was saying Climax. You're like, oh shit.
Do you know what my song is that I was like very mind blown? Whistle.
But that was a dope song.
It's so catchy.
It's still a dope song.
But I'm just like...
But then it's also your corrupt mind.
What do you mean it's my corrupt mind?
He didn't say anything. He just said, blow my
which
whistle.
other way would he go to? If
He said, blow my whistle.
Maybe he hurt his lips.
Maybe it has a literal whistle.
Yeah, and he hurt his lips and needs help.
Because someone would talk about a literal whistle.
Yeah, they were in Florida.
I mean,
there was a lot of beaches, maybe like a lifeguard thing. You never know.
And it's not like men have a body part that's a whistle.
Yeah. It would be ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous, now.
It looks like a whistle.
Yeah.
But it's not a whistle.
It's fine.
You and your mind. You and your dirty mind.
But anyway, guys.
That's a dope song.
So you're recapping. Oh, it's actually like a recap on the weather and stuff. And now it's hot.
Just talking about the...
What has been going on? What has been going on, TZ?
In TC, well, I have stuff that's been going on with me. Just quick thing, real quick. So, I don't know if this is funny or not. It could be. People I've told already laughed. But anyways. So.
I'm laughing too.
Okay. No, so there was this one time I downloaded something on Netflix.
Porn?
Huh?
Oh, Netflix, okay. My bad. I got excited.
There's people that are probably not supposed to.
I got excited. I apologize.
Listen, hear you say that are probably listening to this. Anyways.
It's never happened in your mind. You finish a sentence before someone finishes it off.
I was thinking of the same thing. I was thinking of the same thing.
This has happened to me twice in my life where I finished.
Because there is no other way to start a sentence like that. So I downloaded, there's nothing else.
Yeah, like, hey, you can't.
You can download stuff on YouTube. You can download stuff on Netflix.
Yeah, but once you tell people, it's like...
Once you say, I was...
Dirty minds.
No, it's not a dirty mind. It's like...
Dirty minds.
Of course it's a dirty mind. What do you think?
And you're out here telling me I have a dirty mind. Look at you.
You can't tell me, I downloaded this picture on Google Images. You can't... You can't just go like...
Before you say, I have downloaded
so you wanted me to say it in a normal way, like, you guys, I downloaded something on Netflix.
No, you give the build up to the thing you were saying made us think, oh shit, Joanne.
It's about to get real,
Joanne, okay.
Anyways, I downloaded something. It was actually a comedy thing by Sebastian, whatever, on Netflix. I forgot his last name.
Sebastian Malescalco? Malcalco?
Think so.
Something calco? This guy, he talks funny, right?
Yeah.
I know that guy.
That one, yeah. Actually,
funny.
my boyfriend recommended him to me, and I was like, oh, he's really funny. I like how he, his movements. I think that's...
You think I'm... Yes.
I love those. Anyway, so I was going to...
Huh?
You fought with that name.
It's a hard name.
It's really hard. And the fact that I even...
Let me show you the name. Continue.
But no, so I downloaded that, and I was like, English. I was like, I'm gonna watch that later or some day when I have time. So that day I was like, you know what? Let me check because Netflix has this thing, you watch something for a bit and then it expires. And so I was like, let me check if it's still downloaded or if I have to re-download it. So I checked and I go on Netflix and it says this device is not a part of this household. And so it gives you option. It gave me an option of use temporarily, or log out, or log out. And I was like, oh, let me. No, it said send a code to use. No, it just said use temporarily because I would have not clicked if it said send a code. But anyway, so I clicked that. And it was like sending a code to this email, and guess what? The email is my aunt's email, who lives in the US. And yeah, I used her Netflix account because, I was using it there and I'm like, why create a new one when I can just use hers like here or whatever. And so I was like, crap, I can't do that because it's going to send to her and then she's going to be like, who's here trying to log in to Netflix? Also, she doesn't know that I'm using their Netflix. Still.
Okay.
And so... yeah, so I was like, well, it looks like it's an end of an era because I can't the only other choice I have is to log out. So I use the Netflix, 5 years. It's been a long 5 years of using Netflix for free. And now I have to adult and pay for Netflix.
So you didn't use it?
No, I didn't. Well, I couldn't watch it because I couldn't get into Netflix.
Okay, no, like when it said it's sending an email to your aunt or whatever, like you did.
She doesn't know that I'm using Netflix. So if I send it, like, yeah, I've been using it, she's gonna be like, why have you been using it? Or I think that's how she'll be like.
Why not just tell her that you want to use it?
Because then I don't know.
Why not just use
also,
it?
I feel like Netflix doesn't allow, like, if they realize that.
Password sharing is allowed.
I feel like they've realized that. Because the fact that they're like, this is not a part of this household. And it said use temporarily. So even if I sent the code, I would not be able to use it at all after some time. So I think because it knows that I'm in Tanzania, and it knows obviously because it shows a pop-up or shows in Tanzania, and then cool, it's you. So it's like, wait, she's not in the same household. Why? It's like suspicious. And it's business. It's a business. Is it tactic? Whatever they call it. But yeah, so I was like, it's an end of an era. I have to pay for Netflix, and I was like, wait, I have a boyfriend.
This is what they think of us.
Use my resources wisely.
This is what they think of us.
That was a nice plot twist.
So I called him and I was like, so I explained the whole thing. I was like, so you know what we can, like, I can do or we can do is... No, first I told him, I was like, oh, like, so I plan on calling you. And he's like, I haven't paid for my Netflix yet. Like, that was his first response. And I was like, well, I could log in and we could have an account together. And I don't mind chipping in, but, you can pay for it, basically. It's just me basically saying, can you pay for it?
Yeah. We got
in a nice way.
Well, from when you said boyfriend, we knew it was. Like, it was obviously him paying.
I mean, you guys, what are boyfriends for?
Exactly.
I mean,
there's no other reason.
I have Nani, my cousin, who
there
is...
is another reason. It's just Netflix, but yeah, we get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who was telling me when he came, he lives in Arusha, and he was like,
Then I'm being misused. Go ahead.
But he was telling me, like, he was saying how he pays for his Spotify. So he says his girlfriend also uses it, but she has a different account. So they have, like, same account that he pays for, but she has a different account, sort of thing, like 2 devices.
Joint account.
Pretty much. And I was like, Kumbe, this is what boyfriends are supposed to do. So I'm like, You
got that from
start with Netflix and we're moving to Spotify next.
But these joint accounts only end with Netflix and Spotify and whatever else. The minute it becomes a bank joint account,
that's marriage. What's after marriage?
Well, you'd be surprised. People demand that even beforehand.
Just wait.
But yeah,
that's a whole different topic. Anyways,
marriage.
So the topic is not close to marriage. Thankfully. Man, because that topic. So
it's actually
today, man, we're gonna talk about
you're dying.
I'm literally, you guys, it's really hot.
Just
like,
put the thing on like a lower speed or something.
It's still loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the noise we are about to introduce to the podcast.
No, I would rather suffer in the sweat if it means they get
quality,
good sound quality. You guys should feel special that I care about you that much.
Okay, tough enough. Continue.
So today's topic is: don't have to be a nice person to be a good person. Okay. Basically, this came about when I was actually talking to a miss some weeks ago, and we're just bringing it to light. It's not like you haven't discovered this or seen this, but there's a tendency whereby people or people who think they're good people think they have to be nice all the time, And normally, these people tend to become either people pleasers or low on confidence, always seeming to get this sense of, or want this sense of validation, is what I was trying to say. So today's topic focuses on why you don't really have to be nice all the time to be a good person, or you don't need to go through the hoops that people are going to more or less put in front of you. Because in a way, it's like you're living for people and not for yourself. Like sometimes, I gave an example between me and Amis. Amis is a great friend of mine, but I could ask him for a favor and he could say no. Doesn't mean he's being bad to me, but he has the right to say no. It doesn't have to be nice all the time. He doesn't have to always what's the word I'm looking for?
Agree.
He doesn't
Vocabulary.
English is hard, you guys.
So talking shit for nearly 2 minutes. That's the one word that missed landing.
I understand, dog. We were colonized by the Germans.
Exactly.
The Arabs and then the Germans.
What a combination. Eh?
There's no way for us to perfect English now. I mean, come on. We're already doing the best we can.
When I'm doing a speech in front of like national TV or something, please tell them the same thing.
I'll tell them.
That's so funny.
So basically, to summarize, it's all that. Now, guys, I know one way or another you guys have faced this, maybe at an earlier age, because more or less you guys are adults now, so you have a control over it.
I was a people pleaser. That's one of it.
Let's start right there, Joe. Have you ever found yourself in this situation? Because sometimes you could say, okay, I want to stop pleasing people, right? But you relapse, like when I did Sahau, and you're like, I'm pleasing people again. So have you guys ever found yourself in that situation before?
Yes.
Joe, tell us.
Let me start.
Amis doesn't seem like he's ever been a people pleaser.
You've never been a people pleaser?
Not really.
Not really.
Must be nice.
Not really.
This guy's just like, hey, fuck you and your problems.
I used that in a joke. I should. What happened to you?
No, I've again, it's all mental health wise, which that topic is coming up, you guys. But it has to do with that, where you just want everyone to like you. And so I've had that mentality my entire life, and I didn't realize it actually until I got older. I'm like, wait, I've been doing this my entire life, of where, like, someone, let's say someone's like, oh, and people took advantage of that, but how, like, it can be in like so many ways. Like, someone asks you, hey, can we do this? And then you really don't want to do it. Or you're like, you feel like you shouldn't do it, but you're like, you know what, I want this person to like me, so let me do it. Because it's also like more of like, if they don't like you, it's like a heartbreak. It's like, why does this person like me? They should like me. So it's like just...
Okay, so are you talking about doing drugs? I'm just asking for a friend. I mean,
they're asking for a friend. I've never done drugs in my entire life.
Really?
And I will not people please that badly.
It sounds like you're talking about peer pressure, Joanne.
I think it's the same thing, but it's not to do with drugs. No.
So it was something else.
I was in primary. You think I'd be...
I mean, we all started at different stages.
That is true.
Primary is the best place to start, you know.
No one suspects you.
Yeah.
That's true.
You have years to recover. So it's like, if you want to start like a bad behavior, primary is the best place.
The way you said it made it sound, the way she said it, right? I'm like, dog, Joe is in drugs.
Jirage.
Which makes sense why she's very spiritual now.
Yeah, she's been through that. She's in a new phase now. She's trying to find.
You guys, I had the other friend actually yesterday when I was chilling with him because my personality, he's like, you need a therapist.
He told you need a therapist.
He told me countless times just because I actually killed a bee on Monday and I was so happy about it. And he was like, you need a therapist.
It's not very Christian behavior.
It's a circle of life. Anyways,
how is killing a bee circle of life? Like, what did it even?
Because if it stings me, it's gonna die. So it's gonna die either way.
If it doesn't sting, it's going to make sweet honey.
I didn't think of it that way. No, I feel bad. No, I don't.
But anyways, so you're telling us about the entire mental health thing and how you felt like you were forced into those kind of situations, right?
Yeah,
Whatever situations there may be.
I don't really remember certain situations because I cut that entire part of my life out of my head, except for like the good parts. But the whole bad, negative things, we're going to forget about this. So I don't remember. But I think it's more of, I think it was more, ooh, this is a good one. It was more friendship wise. So like growing up, I've never had a solid group of friends at school as well, because if anyone in my class is listening to this, I'm sorry, but my class was we were like good and we were united and you could see it, but we had our own problems, as in like it's like a family, you know, you're like, you know, together and you're
by the way, the school was in the US.
No, not the US.
This was in Tanzania.
Hopak. This was Hopak.
It's the same thing, though.
The same thing.
It's the same thing.
US.
It's actually even worse.
I went to Heaven of Peace Academy, if you didn't know that.
Yeah.
But so okay, it's not even my class. It was mostly the girls, because you guys know how petty girls can be, especially when it comes to each other.
No, you don't say. No, women are not like that. All the women I know are like awesome, amazing people, man. Oh.
He's just like, okay. But no,
no comment.
But we were very against each other. So even like in the group of girls, we'd have like groups. So it'd be like, oh, you find like these 3 group of people, they're close friends in this group of people. So I never really found my group of people because I was mostly just friends with everyone. And that's fine. Like, that's good. Like, it's good to be friends with everyone. But then I came to realize that wasn't a like, I'm friends with everyone. It was more of, I wanted everyone to like me. And I didn't want to be a part of a group, like, let's say me and 3 other people, and then have this other group hate me or not like me, which was mostly the case, because that's how I would have fights and I would have to go and talk to a teacher.
So how did you detach from that? What did you go through that made you want to detach from all that?
I think it was when I came back from the US in 2019. Because I took a gap year, basically, but during that gap year, I was also recovering from mental health. So everything from other things that included people pleasing. So like I said, I literally didn't realize I was people pleasing until 2019 after I came back.
So was it like a breakdown? You're kind of explaining like it was a breakdown.
Pretty much. Kind of what a breakdown is, but it was more of, I guess, a year breakdown. If that makes any sense. But it was more me trying to figure myself out and again trying to recover and trying to be like, okay, I do not want to be in this mentality or mental space anymore. I want to get out of it. What can I do to get out of it? And the first thing obviously to do is to admit that you actually are in the space. Anyways, that's a whole another topic. But yeah, no, so that's how I realized and that's how I got out of it. So even with that, I was like, okay, what can I do to not continue this? And I mean, like you said, like the whole relapse thing, like there are times where I do find myself like going back to that. But I think the good thing with now is that when I do it, I realize it afterwards. I'm like, oh crap.
You're aware that
I'm aware that I'm doing it. So, and it's not like because one of those things was like you are aware that you're doing it, or afterwards first, not like during it. But it's one of those things where you don't it's kind of like taking alcohol and you don't realize that you're actually relapsing or like you're going back to it until
What? What?
Terrible example.
I'm sorry if there's any people who are alcoholics trying to recover if I triggered or offended you.
No, terrible example.
I had an issue. Like my biggest issue with people pleasing was, you know, the laughing thing. Like someone could be telling you like a story, and then it's funny to them, but then they tell you, and then sometimes you just want to humor them, so you like after you laugh at their story or something. That always bothered me. Like for the longest time,
That was what you used to do.
I used to do. Like
you used to laugh at.
I'd laugh,
Okay.
you know, even if it's not, which is most of the time. Until I started comedy.
I was about to say, I was like,
Until I started doing comedy and started writing my own jokes, I found out like, no, bro, it's way too hard to be funny to just give my laughs away to people. Because you find this out when I even found it when I was on my second job, right? On my second job, my boss was a lady, and the office was filled with ladies. So whenever she had like a joke on something, or whenever she'd attack someone via joke, everyone would laugh. But there was just one day where I just turned. I just was like, what if I didn't even smile? Because that wasn't even funny. So I just didn't laugh, and she just looked at me like it's not working. So she tried another joke, and it was, nah, man, you know what? No,
Not today.
no, give me a raise.
I'm not getting paid enough for
I'm
this.
getting paid enough to take your jokes.
You're not on point today.
There's a quote by Nicolas Cage that says, "They've paid me enough to be here, but not to act like but not to pretend like I love it." You know, I love that quote so much. So, I miss my guy. So this is like your superpower. Like you basically don't understand us. To you, it's easy to detach the whole needing validation from people or people liking you. And this is actually a little interesting because you're a stand-up comic, which feels like those two things should clash.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you just, for the lack of a better word, don't care.
I think now that you mentioned it and Joanne talking about school, I realized maybe it goes back to where I went as well, my primary school and high school in a different country. I never really tried to fit in, like into those. I saw the groups. There was the cool kids. Remember me and you always joke about the cool kids, the ones who could break dance and
they could shake.
They could shake, they could sing, they could play, you know. Those are the cool kids. I could see all these groups. I want to be associated with them, but it's just never been in me to try and impress so that I can fit in. But then because I'm not trying to impress, I felt very alone throughout primary school and high school. Because I'm in a foreign country, at that time I didn't speak their native language, so I considered myself a lone wolf. Like I didn't dwell in being a loner, like I'm alone, I should feel sad, and I just thought of myself as a lone wolf. In high school, I went to a boarding school, so people would walk in pairs, going to the dining hall to eat and stuff. I just walk alone. I don't really care, you know the vibe. But the truth is, I always felt it on the inside. Hey man, I'm kind of alone here. Like, so I think that's the thing that carried on. The fact that I didn't try to impress, but then also I knew my situation. I think it's dope when you know your situation, right? So that is the thing that helped me the most. And then of course, when you start doing comedy, it's like a whole different level. Because now you do need validation from people. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, I just need you guys to like what I say on stage. When I'm off stage, it's a different scenario. It's a different situation. But I get what you're saying when you say there's good people and there's nice people. And you don't need to be nice to be a good person. It's something that I think we experience every day. This past week, 2 of my friends have asked me for huge amount of money.
Because you got it like that.
Because I look like I just have 100,000 chilling.
Tajiri,
And it
you
has
do.
nothing to do, you know. I mean,
Kunabaya.
and yeah. One asked for like 100K, and I don't know how much he asked for.
Yeah.
But
See, now that people are asking you for money, do you have a 150K I could borrow?
no, I didn't give them. I'm not giving you. But it's just a simple,
Now that I know that people are asking, I'm like, okay, now I can.
it's a simple example. Like in that people look at you and assume you're okay, and you know you're stable and you have cash to borrow and stuff. And it's sad when you say no, because I don't know how they're gonna think of it. I don't know how they're gonna look at me. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm saying no, obviously, because I don't have the type of money just sitting around. And I don't expect them to think of me differently after this. I would still support them and help them out in any other way. But financially, that is just always a big task.
Wote tunapambana na hali yetu. So
yeah, how
at this
come
point,
no one ever asked me for like 2,000? People just come up to me with huge amounts.
Yeah.
can I have 2,000 then?
No, but that was an example. Like, hey, that's
No, you're complaining that people are not asking. I'm asking you, you're still saying no.
No, this would be a bad example. This would be the one example that just ruins it. But like, that's what I'm talking about, you know? So I understand, I mean, in terms of not being
Unajero. No majero.
Joe, I'm not giving you shit. Joe, are you
50?
You had listen, today's the one day where I brought this woman juice.
Yeah.
I have to make yourself.
That juice is worth 600 shillings.
So technically you did give me.
I almost said 600,000. I'm like, no, it's actually less than 1,000. I'm like, damn. That is
So you gave me 600 shillings
this is all
basically.
you're getting from me. Especially today.
And once, first and last.
You never know, right? But those scenarios that people put us in, I mean, that's just an example. I don't know what you went through, because Joe didn't say exactly what she was going through. But for me, the finances are always like, eh. And then also there's the thing of, we call people bad when they say things that are harsh to us. And now that we mentioned it, that you don't
Criticism?
have to be, yeah. Now that we're mentioning that you don't have to be nice to be good, I'm starting to think to myself, are we even looking at it the right way when someone genuinely tells you, I don't like you, Joanne. I have nothing against you, but I don't like you.
Just not my vibe. I mean, it's fine.
It could just mean like work on your personality or something
Yeah,
like that.
but-
Not even that. Like not everyone has to like you, which is what I've realized, and hence why.
Yeah, but then do we take it like that? I mean, now we're talking about it on a certain level where we are calm about it, but if it happens in real life, it's not like you're going to come to me and Farid and say, I like Amis. I mean, okay, so me and Farid. I like, who should be any example, someone that we know?
Harmonize.
Wait,
Let me see who signed your bottle. Let me see who signed your
Well,
thing.
why are you guys laughing? I'm just-
Vanessa. It's not like you're going to come to me and Farid and be like, I like Vanessa, she's cool. No, you're going to come to us and be like, Vanessa's full of shit. I don't know what's her problem. She's telling me, oh, I don't like you. It's just, you know, I think that would be the real...
Because we're defensive.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
defensive is
Human
the first
nature.
Yeah, but now that I'm thinking about it, because I never thought about it, now I'm like, maybe those are also good people. I mean, they're not nice to you.
everyone has different experiences with everyone. So I
Yeah.
could say, oh, this person's a bad person, but they could be nice to you, and you could have a different experience.
And at least they're honest about it. Someone else would be
I think the worst
backstabbing,
thing is people,
two-faced.
the ones that say bad things behind your back and gossip and say, oh, I don't like this person to another person. I'd rather you tell me to my face
Yeah.
that you don't like me. Than say it.
in a nice tone without shouting.
Even if it's shouting, at least you told me in my face and didn't say it behind my back.
But it's interesting that you guys got to this whole angle, because now I kind of see why people who would have that whole nature of not trying to please people would have better relationships, because now they're always based on this kind of honesty.
They are, man, and it's... I'm just thinking of it now. Like, there's a friend I have, and she's really cool. I'm like, yo, she's dog. She's cool.
How
Huh?
How old is she?
30s, 32, 33. I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, her YouTube, no, her TikTok page is blowing up right now. It's crazy. I don't know her Instagram handle, but her
Good point, this.
her
You're such
TikTok
a useless friend.
her TikTok handle, the one that's blowing up, is always Myra. I think her name is Myra. Something Myra.
Well, what is she doing in the TikToks?
Recommendations.
What is she recommending?
Dope ass recommendations of movies and series and whatever. So people are like loving it, right? But it's sad that I'm gonna say this now. but she's a G, I guess. I mean, someone found out that me and her are friends, and then said, "I don't like that girl." And I
Told
said,
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Oh, I don't know. It's like we met once, and she gave me some sort of attitude." And in my mind, I'm like, "But that's not the Myra I know. Like, not the person that I know." And it's now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, maybe she's fine the way she is. I mean, if she gave you whatever attitude or said
She
whatever,
probably had a reason to.
she had a reason, and she was being honest in that scenario, in that situation, right? Because from what I know, from what I've seen, she's a cool person, and it didn't change how I thought of her, and it hasn't changed unless she's gonna treat me like that as well. She better not, because I just give you a shout out to this podcast with like a couple of followers and listeners, but
But still, people that don't know you now know you.
people, yeah, man. But you should follow her page. We'll find out what her Instagram is, but the TikTok one is where I've seen her work, so that's really cool. But now I'm just like, hey, man, we should. It's hard though in real time to understand each other, to understand people, but we should be calm about it if possible, you know, and just appreciate. Okay, at least this person was honest with me.
Yeah, like there's a reason why they're doing this.
There is a reason, yeah. I mean, the worst place is always the office, you know, because I don't know about you guys, but in the office, that's where I experience a lot of two-faced.
Yeah, it's the home.
It's the one place.
9 to 5 jobs.
Yeah, it's the one place where I'm like, this thing of saying good people are not always nice.
There's a lot of passive aggression in offices, man. Ew.
And I don't know why, because I feel like it's the one place where we should all try to help each other survive.
It's not easy to call each other out when you're in an office because, I don't know, yes, there's the people-pleasing aspect, but then there's the whole, I'm going to see this person the next day.
Again, boy, you
this
call out
person-
someone and you know you're not going to see them for the next year, next
yeah.
week or
this
month.
person is like at a better position or a higher position that can influence something in my workplace. Like if
it affects you, basically.
it's a whole power play thing. And now that you're making me think of it, you actually can understand why a lot of people these days will feel drained because this good people who are always trying to be nice, they're always going to give off part of themselves all the time. That's why when they get home, they're drained either from work, either you're just hanging out with a friend that you don't really vibe with, you know, but you've fabricated this kind of friendship and you're just like, you're giving parts of yourself. But then when you get home, you're like, why am I so tired? Why am I so drained? Because you didn't build that honest relationship. There were no boundaries there, you know, you're just being nice and agreeable all the time.
But now that I think about it also, I'm like, what, you think people try to be nice because we think there's something to gain from every relationship and every person?
I think as Joe said earlier, it could, yes, to gain, but you want to gain that approval. Like you want to be liked. Like you want to assure that this person is going to like you.
And then I mean, it would make sense if you think
that means they can't talk bad about you to other people. So
Yeah.
But it depends on the relationship as well. Maybe you're courting someone, you know.
Yeah, because now I'm like, okay, if someone's trying to benefit or at least trying not to kill the benefits of what may come, that makes sense. But sometimes it's okay to just say, hey, okay, this person could help me out in certain scenarios and situations, but I'm not going to try and, you know, suck up to this person just so that they can help me. And what I'm trying to say is,
Oh, we chow.
yeah, chawa. Joe, you know what a chawa is? Ujai kusikia uchawa? Machawa?
no, sorry,
Send
I'm
her
not
Instagram pages.
Are there Instagram pages for this thing?
Yeah, these guys have Instagram pages, bro.
I didn't know. You should. I don't follow them. You should send them. Chawas are basically. Hey, how do we say this?
Swahili hype men.
Swahili hype man. Yeah, like these people who follow influential people and just praise and worship them in every situation and every scenario possible, purely because of the benefits that come with associating with that person.
Yeah, it could be a political chair.
Yeah.
It could be, like a nice place to live.
Yeah. I mean, the thing became more popular now because of these guys who are, to say, following musicians. Like Diamond has Chowers. The biggest Chower is Babalevo, if you know Babalevo. And so the way he handles, but I appreciate Babalevo, if I'm being honest.
Why?
He's honest about his showering. Like the guy the other day said, kuna watu, I don't know if it was an interview, and he said, kuna watu wanataka waishi maishi kama maishi. Kuna watu wanataka waishi maisha kama ya kwangu, yani wafuate kwenye nyayo zangu, lakini hawatoweza. Ni uchawa mwanzo mwisho. Have you ever heard someone telling you cannot follow in my footsteps because I am just sucking up to everyone? And he's proud of it.
That's again,
and that's when I thought to myself, he's one of the goats. If there's ever a Chower goat, he's one of the goats.
And you can't get to his level if you're trying to be nice all the time.
No,
you're trying
man.
to please people.
He's not even trying to please. He's with this one guy. All of you guys can do whatever, can say whatever, but me and my buddy Diamond, you can't mess with us. So, yeah, man.
Does Diamond know him?
Yeah, what do you mean? He's with him everywhere he goes.
That's Kumbe. That's why he's like, this is why I did it.
He's like top level. Like, that's why I said he's one of the goats.
Baba level.
Anyway, he was a musician. I don't know if we can still say he's a musician, but he was more popular musician back then. Yeah. Joe is so lost in this. This is our country. You need to know these people.
But
I'm
anyway,
saying it like I know a bunch of.
Get in the game.
I don't know enough.
Get your head in the game.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we've spoken enough regarding these things, and as we said, man, you don't need to be nice all the time to be a good person. I can give an example right now.
Set boundaries.
Set boundaries. A good example is, this podcast isn't free, so this is the end of it. Unless you guys have anything else to say, man.
Just make sure that all that matters is that you are happy and you're comfortable. So if someone's telling you to do something, think about yourself. Be selfish. And think about yourself and not the other person.
Dope.
That's actually good. Wow. I should make a book on quotes.
Okay, so my advice.
Quote that. Be selfish. Joanne joke Lucy.
My advice is the opposite of what Joanne just said. If your life is terrible, do what you can, nigga.
If it's sucking up, suck up.
Suck up to your boss. Suck up.
Take which side you want to take.
Hey, don't listen to us. Just do whatever you gotta do, man.
No, all honesty, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. We're all jokes aside, as long as you're happy.
Oh man, shout out to you peeps, man. I'm sure you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. So thank you very much. Yep, man.
Alright.
This has been episode
10.
You're supposed to say number.
Sorry.
Anyway.
This has been episode
number
10.
My guy.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.